Because the application will interface with a number of endpoints of the mock API, we need to make sure the API client is easy to extend. The more we can reduce code duplication, the easier it is to extend and maintain the API client. In this episode, I show you how to use generics to make the API client extensible and easy to maintain. Before we start, we add a bit of structure to the networking group. Add a group with name types to the networking group and move API error.swift into the types group. The plan for this episode is to create the type that defines an API endpoint. Add a Swift file to the types group and name it API endpoint.swift. We define an enum with name API endpoint. Each case of the API endpoint enum defines an endpoint of the mock API. Let's add a case with name episodes for the endpoint that returns the list of episodes. The API endpoint enum exposes a computed property request of type URL request. The idea is for the API endpoint enum to encapsulate the details that are needed to create and configure the request the API client sends to the mock API. To create and configure the URL request object, the API endpoint enum defines a number of private computer properties. We start with URL of type URL. The URL of the request consists of the base URL of the API and the path of the API endpoint. The next step is implementing the computed path property. It is declared privately and of type string. We use a switch statement to return the path for each API endpoint. A switch statement may seem unnecessary, but remember that we are making the networking layer easy to extend and maintain. We also define a computer property that returns the headers for the request. Before we implement the computer property, we define a type alias to make it easier to work with headers. Add a Swift file to the configuration group and name it typealiases.swift. We define a type alias, headers, for a dictionary with keys of type string and values of type string. Type aliases are helpful to keep the code you write readable and easy to understand. Revisit API endpoint.swift and declare a computer property, headers, of type headers. The computer property returns two headers for now. The first header defines the content type of the request. The value of the header is application/JSON. The second header provides the API token. We discussed this earlier in this series. To add headers to a request, we implement a convenience method. At the bottom of API endpoint.swift, add a file private extension for URL request. The extension defines a mutating method, addHeaders, that accepts a headers object as its only argument. In the body of the addHeaders method, the request iterates over the headers, adding each header by invoking the addValue method. Before we implement the computed request property, we define a computed property for the HTTP method of the request. We first create an enum that defines the HTTP method of a request. The type of the HTTP method property of URL request is string, and that means it is too easy to introduce a bug by making a typo. This is easy to avoid by using an enum. Add a Swift file to the types group and name it http method.swift. Define an enum, HTTP method, with 4 cases: get, post, put, and delete. The HTTP specification defines more HTTP methods, but this is fine for now. Notice that the raw value of HTTP method is string. Head back to API endpoint.swift and define a computer property with name HTTP method of type HTTP method. We can copy the body of the computed path property. Instead of returning the path of the episode's endpoint, we return the HTTP method, get. It is time to implement the computed request property. We first create a mutable URL request object by passing the value of the computed URL property to the initializer. To add the headers to the request, we invoke the addHeaders method on the request, passing in the value of the computed headers property. Setting the HTTP method is easy. We assign the raw value of the computed HTTP method property to the HTTP method property of the request. The API endpoint enum is only half the solution I have in mind. Open API client.swift. We define a private method, request, that accepts an API endpoint object as its only argument, and returns a publisher. We move the implementation of the episode's method to the request method. This drastically simplifies the implementation of the episode's method. We invoke the request method, passing in an API endpoint object. Before we can test the changes, we need to tie up a few loose ends. We need to define the output and failure types of the publisher the request method returns. The failure type is API error, but what about the output type? The output type is defined at the call site, and that allows us to make use of generics. Let me show you how that works. We define the output type of the publisher as T, a generic type. This means that the closure of the try-map operator returns an object of type T. We have one problem though. The JSON decoder requires that the type of the value to decode conforms to the decodable protocol. This isn't a problem because Swift allows us to define requirements for the generic type. We do this in a pair of angle brackets following the method name. This is similar to conforming a type declaration to a protocol. This little change gets rid of the last compiler error. Build and run the application to make sure we didn't break anything. Thanks to generics and the API endpoint enum, adding support for additional endpoints of the mock API is straightforward. In the next episode, we add the ability for the user to sign in with their email and password.